Guys, here we are.
Oh,
it is Thursday.
I don't know what I would.
We are. Yeah, what are you doing, bro?
Drooling?
Come on, like, it's Thursday, 8:30.
You drooling?
I was. I'm drooling because I've got a lot of questions that I need some answers to. And
yeah, we're gonna let you fire off right away, too, buddy.
What's that?
Let you get it. I said we're gonna let you fire off.
No, I'm stoked right now. You don't understand. You don't.
Dude, we just want you to catch some fish, Andrew. And
I'm working on it.
I know you got the questions, so we're gonna let you just hit them with it. Boom, boom, boom.
No.
boom.
He didn't
have a really
sign up to be a teacher in this ordeal.
And now we do have a really cool guest, guys. So you're gonna definitely want to stay tuned for Andrew's questions. Boom.
Yeah.
Has something to do with what Dave's holding up.
Boom.
And that I'm not prepared.
Best weights on the market. Go get them. The best.
What is this all about?
On the market. Go get them.
That is true.
It's very true.
Go get them. Been sponsored for 4 years with them. Love them.
Yeah.
Love them.
Well, before we get started, guys, we need to talk about Sudsy Bear real quick. There is still time for the Father's Day promo.
30% off.
It's the soap that you need. Just plain and simple. It's going to make you smell better. Y'all stink.
We do.
Y'all stink.
If you fish, you freaking stink, man.
Yeah. No. If you're whatever you're doing. Oh my God. Sorry, guys.
What is
right? Let's see. We got a shout out. Matt's birthday.
Yeah. It's my buddy Matt Wertenberg's birthday today, guys. I couldn't tell you how old he is, but let me tell you, this guy came from Philly, right? Never fished a day in his life, and I've kind of kept him under my wing for the past couple of years, and this guy's doing big things now. He's broke his PB twice this year, Dave. Yeah, I'm teaching him the ways, Dave. Teaching him the ways.
Man.
So shout out to Matt, man, and keep doing your thing.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know how old you are, but I know you're older than me, so that's all that matters.
When you say under your wing, I mean, like what kind? If you were a bird, what kind of bird would you be?
An owl, remember?
An owl?
An owl.
Yeah, with that brown head, long neck. The head spins around on the.
Yeah. Like I could be fishing this way, and I could hear the schools popping off in the back, and then whip around and just whip that thing back there and get them.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy.
Sudsy Bear, 30% off. Get it.
Yeah, go get that. Go get that. Make all your daddies happy and smelling good.
Yes.
There is still time. So, with that being said, Dave, how was your day?
Long.
Today's the first day in a long time we actually didn't speak much.
Yeah, long and aggravating today. Just little things, little things, and I didn't get much accomplished today.
No.
No. It looks like it's just going to be one of those weeks, but we're going to finish it up. We're going to finish it up tomorrow early.
Right.
Might have to go to the water this weekend just to.
It is Father's Day, and we get the free every father gets a free pass Sunday to hit the water.
Yes.
No excuse.
No excuses, none whatsoever.
Facts.
Speaking of Father's Day, our guest gave him a Father's Day present last Sunday. Slipped in and beat his butt. Come in from behind after Daddy was in the lead. He gave him the first place loser finish.
Really?
my boy Devin slipped up on old Steve and got him at the end.
Oh no!
Happy Father's Day! Early Father's Day present.
Oh no! It's starting off like that already.
Oh yeah. Let's get to our guest, man. This guy, man. I've been blessed to be sponsored by Steve and Flat Out Tungsten, and I've used the Bruiser Baits line as well a little bit, here and there. Obviously, I'm sponsored by Bass Assassin, so not as much, but I'll tell you, man, his product, some of the best around. It's a great company, excellent company. It's a favorite company that I like to work for. Just like the Shivers, the Dials, it's all family. It's a family business. They do it at home. They have their own shop. It's not this big corporate elaborated business, and And you know, it's a family feel, it's a family atmosphere with them, and their product is superior, man. Best weights on the market. They've got a few other things they just dropped. I'm going to show a couple of them tonight, and well, we got them on there. We could talk to them a little bit about some stuff, but you know, the mat craw he does, he pours these little craws, and you know, his game is strong in mats, and you know, he turned me on to these mat craws, and they come out when needed, and you know, he does some great things there, man. He has some great product. And
yeah, the Bruiser Baits, if you fish in Florida, it's a staple. You know, it's the same, Dave. You know, sponsored by Bass Assassin, but everybody's got some Bruiser Baits on their boat.
Yeah, we've all drug a big nasty. We've all drug a big nasty. You know, and yeah, his big stick is still today. You know, right now, that 7-inch big stick, man, it's weightless this time of year. He has a good color lineup too. You know, obviously my favorite is the black and blue tip, but which I get them by the hundreds. It's a when that bite is subtle, man, and it's a tough bite, dude. Those worms are definitely a go-to for me, a staple in my fishing arsenal. Yeah.
Right. So let's bring them on without further.
Let's get them on, man. Let's get them on.
I know Andrew is chomping at the bits and
Andrew has a pile.
I've got a question.
Let's bring him on. There he is, Mr.
Yeah, the man.
How's it going, guys?
Man.
I was backstage and I heard Dave talking about worms, man. I was just like, man, I don't know if I want to hit the escape hatch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dave's got one for you here in a little bit. So,
and you're talking about the mackerel, the most underrated machine in the world when it comes to
I've got. So I went through. I remember stealing a bunch of them when you got off the water over at Lake Placid one day.
Yeah,
I had that bag, and then I had some goodie bag when I came and saw you down at your shop.
Yep.
And I'm just about done with that to where I need to put another order in with you, or come see you, come visit you, and get some of that special run with that silver, man. Because I'll tell you
it works.
I don't use it pre-fishing. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
I only give you like 7 of them, you know.
Dude, I can't. I'm very critical when I use those.
They do work in the summertime. A lot of people think mat cold. They do work in the summertime. I put them to use as much as I can. If there's a mat on the lake, I'll find it, and I'll have 20 guys look at me cross-eyed when I'm done. And they go, "What do you mean mats, dude? It's July. What do you mean mats? Where are you finding these? We're offshore." I'm like, no. I found them. It's like there's one. There's one mat on the lake.
There's one.
Yeah. No, and then look, and it'll be probably the size of the deck of the boat, if not even smaller than that. And he's still gonna. Where's Steve at? Oh, he's back over there by that one little single mat. That's
there's a 4-foot mat.
Never mind 6 inches of water under it. He's still in.
I know, right? Hey, so are them big fish, though, man. So are them big fish.
Year round. Trust me.
Yeah, definitely one of the stronger mat fishermen I personally know, and that's not just because he's on here. I mean, that's his forte, man. I mean, he winds it up, buddy, and he looks for that thick mat always.
Always like a challenge in the mats. So the unknown underneath there has just kept me curious forever, and I just can't get away from them. Does that make sense?
It does. You kind of like poke at them, and
it's like you can't see underneath them, so there's got to be something under there. So.
Yeah, it's got to be, right?
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Have you ever found a mat? Have you ever found a mat that you had to like double up, like on like get like 2 ounce weights on there?
So that's a great question, because like historically, a lot of people guys use big weights, and I'm not really a big weight guy. Like I do what you call a lot of knocking first. I downsize on weights and I do a lot of knocking. Now, when I'm pre-fishing, I'll go with a little bit bigger weight, and I'll even airmail to get them in there because I'm covering more mat water, if you will.
Okay.
But when it's tournament time and I found a really good stretch, I'm all about knocking on mats to get them in. I'll spend a little more time knocking, and I call it knocking is because I'm trying to get these fish that are within an 8 4-foot surface or circle to come over and see what's going to fall through. And then once it falls through, if there's one around, it's lights out. They hit it on the fall.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
No, that's education for you there, Andrew.
Right?
No problem, brother.
Oh,
Did you see his
this is
head?
being recorded. I'm gonna sit here and watch this a few times.
There is.
No.
Let me add a couple more things to that, Andrew. Too. The higher the weight, the bigger the mouth spread on the hook set. Number one, and number two, the bigger the weight, the deader the feedback and the deader the feel you will have versus a 3/4 going through there versus a 1.5. You're gonna feel a lighter weight get hit because there's not as much weight to disperse. It's just bait, line, and a quality rod.
Right.
And speaking of that quality rod, man, I got to give you kudos. You know, obviously I'm in the rod business with Reaper Rods.
Yep.
You're in the business with Kistler. Now, you downsize in your power. I thought that was very impressive. That's something I've been doing and have been doing for about 2 years now.
Yep.
And my catch ratio has gone up. And I noticed on one of the videos I was watching in your Okeechobee run there, you had some mats that I believe you got a first or second there doing that day.
Yep.
But I noticed you downsize now. Get into that a little bit with your fishing now. I mean, you're very precise and very, dialed in, no pun intended, dialed in with your technique. And I was wondering if that's really made a big difference for you moving forward.
So one of the big things that I found out in practice, and I believe it or not, I cut my teeth fishing with one of our staff members, Dave Anderson, and one of your Reaper Rod teammates is we were catching a ton of fish on Nancy kind of hook sets or hook sets, not even just trying to see fish or shake them up to the top or whatever to get a look at them 2 to 3 weeks before in practice. And we were hooking those fish, weren't even trying. So basically I told myself, wait a second, this ain't pre-fish. We got to go screw locks, got to cut the hooks. We're catching these fish. We just want to look at them. Then it dawned on me, I'm going to go down a couple powers in my rod. I'm going to go down to even a smaller braided line. Like I punch a lot with 50, 40. Fish that I caught at Istapoga this weekend was on 30. You're going to crack up.
Look at Dave.
It's on the
You're using an ugly stick. The Kistler come out with a crankbait rod.
a lot of patience and a lot of prayers. Okay, but I work those fish out. You'll see in the video I post, and it's all about a lot of leverage. Like you're a bigger guy. I'm 6'3", 235, something like that. So we generate a ton of power in our hook sets. And I just give a lot of credit to the rod, the line, let it do its thing. Let the fish work itself out. Don't blow the big hole. Don't let that hook get exposed in that reed, and be a little patient. And it's been working out really, really well. And I know the video you were referring to, I was doing that a lot with fluorocarbon.
Yeah.
And sometimes even monofilament, and which has a lot of stretch, but it's been working, and they're coming out, man. And it takes some patience to do it, but it
does. And that's why we designed the flipping stick line that we did, where we have a heavy 1225, 1530 extra heavy, and a 2X, because you're still going to have those guys at the end of the day, and let's, at the end of the day too, that 2X, it's a 2040 class, but it still has a lot of tip in it to where you can just lean back into the fish instead of setting the hook and blowing their face up, but I saw that and I thought that was a really good call on your part with that.
It's hard to tell somebody that because like a lake like Istapoga and Okeechobee, they're used to going, you've seen them. They reel down, they crack them with all they got. They leave their feet. Their feet look like they're going to jump out of the gym. I mean, we've all watched ourselves on video. It's like, dude, I ain't getting ready to dunk a basketball. I just really need to get a 6 to 10 pound fish in the boat. Yeah. And, at the end of the day, it's working. So I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah. My partner, Justin Morgan, who's been on fire, one of your pro staffers as well.
Right.
you know, at Bartow over at Kissimmee, he flipped the jig and it was a grown one. It shook the pads. He brought it to the surface and she ate it right up on the surface. So we got to see that it was a large fish. It was a 24 plus inch class fish. And yeah, for someone that's 5'8" and about 200 pounds to hit a fish as hard as he did, man, it blew his line up and everything else.
Exposed hook, maybe a little different because you can kind of stick those a little bit better.
Yeah.
But anyway, it like Texas big stuff. I'm just leaning back on the rod, kind of letting it roll out. I mean, with the hooks we have today, with the quality line rods, it's happening. They're coming out pretty good. So great question, Andrew. I mean, we went from mats to hook sets, but it's all
but it's all good. And I'll tell you what, them new Vector hooks, bud.
Oh my gosh,
they're just about ready. I fished with one Thursday, and I'm gonna tell you what, the way you were just talking about, and that's kind of why I was leading into this, is because this hook, the way you're talking about fishing now, your style of flipping, this hook is going to change your game.
Absolutely,
it'll be that much better for you.
I got my samples, and full disclosure, the flipping hook looks like a heavy winner. It's got the scoop in that front tip, which I really, really like.
And so, buddy, I was testing it Thursday, and it's almost ready. I'll talk to you off screen with that one, but it's almost ready. And
it looks beat.
Let me tell you, dude, I put zero pressure on the fish and just basically pulled back on them without setting a hook. And I'm talking butting them, 3 of them in a row, right up through the nose and right between the lookers. And that is a heck of a point. That is a heck of a sharp point on that hook.
I just got mine today and messed with them a little bit.
And it came through the cover. Ooh, it comes through the cover without hanging the cover. Oh my!
Oh yeah, the bait keeper. Oh,
that is the best thing ever.
Like finally, a good bait keeper.
Let's get into Steve Dial. Let's get into Bruiser Bait. Let's get into flat out tungsten.
Sure.
Fishing gear. What do you do, buddy? What is all this wonderful fishing tackle you have for us?
So, I mean, taking you kind of through the history, I mean, it all kind of started with the mat crawl and just doing some hand injections. And next thing you know, we're selling stuff, over Facebook and just playing around basically. At the time I owned an air conditioning company, and I was, selling cold air for a living. I didn't have no fish tournaments on the weekend, but I had no interest in everything else. But we needed material. And we started talking to the guys at Bruiser and buying their scrap and their sprue stuff and stuff that they didn't need anymore, but it was virgin plastic. That led into one thing, led into another. And I was thinking about 6-7 years ago, we, the owner at the time, Frank Young, and his sons they said, hey, you have a lot of passion, a lot of desire. You're building stuff. You're selling stuff off the Bass Addiction line, which was just a handful of internet baits, at the time.
Yeah.
And, they're like, hey, you're buying 50-gallon drums of our plastic. You mean you have to be doing something with it? Are you interested? We're going to go back into the housing market because it started picking back up. Why don't you, buy us? I'm like, well, that sounds great because I don't want to sell cold air forever, man. I'm done with that.
Pour hot plastic instead,
Exactly. Customers, employees, man, it was just tearing me up. Let me tell you. So I said, you know what? Why not? And per se, the rest is history. We also added, as you well know, we've added to the Bruiser line. The Crazy Crawl, the Rad Shad, the Avenger. Those were all baits created by them. We've probably doubled the colors that they have now, but there was a set, maybe 12, 13 baits. I think now between the Bass Addiction, the Bruiser, the new stuff we brought out, we're probably up to 52 different customs that you can get through us. 52 different.
Wow. That's cool.
Has that gone to another level?
Yeah. And to be honest, and then I know this is all at once, but there was a glitch that I had since I was punching and flipping. And the glitch was the tungsten and the chipping of the tungsten and the marking of the tungsten, and that drove me nuts. So once again we went to an extreme. We dug down. We got a patent for the flat. It's been 6 years now. We're enforcing it right now, to put it mildly. Yeah.
Good.
Got a lot of copycats out there that really just said they had the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they didn't, because they copied.
It's funny how many red and white packages and no chip tungsten there was all of a sudden, wasn't it?
It was amazing, right? It was weird because everybody went from we have the greatest painted tungsten to, oh no, we have this one. And I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. We have a patent. We're enforcing it now. We'll see how it goes. Is a little weird. It's been a little frustrating. I've had to bite my tongue a lot on social media.
Yeah.
I think you just have to kind of let it play out.
That's the smartest thing to do.
Yeah. Gotta run its course. The angry is going to get me nowhere. People that have been loyal have been buying them. They like them. They got a good price point. They do the job. At the end of the day, it was a little risky what we did, but we believe it's paid off. And we're going to continue making baits, getting these weights out there, and just doing our own thing. So it's also grown into clothing line. It's also grown into we have a new 12 carrier braid out. I don't know. We just got the Goat Rope Gen 2.
Oh, nice.
We're launching this literally this week. I was practicing with this. It's stupid. It's round. It's strong. Remember, Dave, I was telling you I was getting away with a 40, 50 pound deal. Yeah. You start to cringe, Yeah.
You start cringing. All right.
So, extend it, man. You just got to trust it. So anyway, there's a ton of products out there from the Bass Addiction side, from the Bruiser side. I feel like we're just getting started, but we have so much in queue. We have so many things. We have baits that are being built literally a year ago, and prototypes we haven't even brought out, but they're being sketched and CNC'd as we speak.
Nice.
You had mentioned the Big Nasty. This is our V2. I have one cavity of it right now.
Really?
Oh.
And it swims like a champion, and I'm still trying to get this guy to I've got a deposit on a $2,500 mold, and it's insane. I got a 10 and a 14 coming. So we can't move as fast, and you guys can all recognize. Yeah. We can't move as fast as what our brains and our fishing momentum wants to take us.
No, the demand that you have rolling right now, Steve. We've had our conversations in the evening, and your demand right now is up there, man. And for what you guys are doing, we've had the behind the scenes shops business talks and stuff like that, and I still don't know how you do it. Because I know you just have so much demand in your product right now. But
it's in the pandemic,
man, it's great. I love seeing it. I love seeing you grow, and I'm doing all I can right now to help take you to another level with your product as well, and being in this industry and stuff, man. It's awesome to see a good friend succeed the way you have.
No, and definitely want to thank you for doing what you do, and I know you're looking out for us when you're always traveling and on the road, so I appreciate it.
Always somewhere.
Somewhere, man. I'm like, that damn Dave, he's out doing
always somewhere. Hey, you need to get here. You need to be here. Hey, they need this now. I don't know if you can do it or not, but drop your shit and get in there.
Yeah, let's go. But anyway, man, the pandemic really opened up so much. Like you would be blown away if you knew the backlog. A lot of our big run baits that we get in pallets from our molds in Georgia that we don't produce in-house, those baits are back ordered some 2 to 3 months, and we're hand to get them out because the demand is there. Not wood, we're at about 95% inventory now, but there's a couple colors out there that I haven't been able to get my hands on for a while because the orders are just insane. I'm never complained, but the pandemic has opened up a lot of people to bass fishing, and it's been awesome.
We've had, I'm not going to get into it, because it's unprofessional, but we've had a couple competitors, the line I represent and your line as well. We've had a couple competitors kind of crap the bed, and they've really spoiled their name and have not been able to move any product in last 8 months. And I'll tell you what, man, you as a company has benefited from it. I have benefited from it from my job with Bass Assassin as well.
Sure.
And I'll tell you what, man, it's definitely getting this product into people's hands who never knew what a Bruiser Baits or a Bass Assassin was. Mm-hmm. And look, they're sold. They're sold.
Yep.
And when that competitor comes back to the shelves, because he will, because of what all's taking place, I strongly agree that our lines are going to succeed over theirs. I really, truly do.
Yeah,
because you were there.
A great product. We have a great product, and people now realize that. And I love to see family-owned businesses that are family, family.
The wife,
like you guys have, man.
The wife does the books.
My
son, the one that beat me in the classic.
Yep. Happy Father's Day.
That guy, he pays for coordinates, but anyway, that's another. But anyway,
nice job.
Yeah, thank you. He packs every day. I mean, he ships like a fool. Like we work as a team. He'll.
Yes.
I mean, and we also sub out a ton of outside packers. I mean, when we get orders in pallets, we can't pack that all. So we have to sub that out. We bring it in, then we ship it. You've seen the photos where
I've seen the photos. Yeah, your flatbed trailer full of pallets of boxes of product going to FedEx. Man.
I told my truck that it would only ever pull my boat. I lied to it. Anyway, but we've had a lot of help. Had a lot of really cool people that consider us family that kind of keep this thing going. But for the most part, we're not a giant corporation. We're not IBM. We're not Strike King. We don't want to be. We pay attention to anglers. We get a lot of requests for customs. We don't turn them down. I've said that 100 times. A lot of people will just stick their nose up at you and they won't do anything unless it's 1,000 run. And I've gotten down to 50 runs on a crazy car or something because I know they're going to buy the stock color next time. So
right.
And that's a testament too, because there's tackle shops. For instance, one of our tackle shops we work with, Lake Placid Marine. Mike.
Yep.
We've got a couple custom colors strictly for that tackle shop in there.
Oh yeah.
And that's impressive, man. To do stuff like that, to give an angler an opportunity to have a color that maybe used to fish back in the day, or tried something but doesn't like the product, be able to make that color and in your product
all the time. And we'll gladly do it for any tackle shop.
Yep.
Tackle shop. We don't care. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's awesome.
Andrew, what else?
No, you're good.
Something else.
I've got questions that's going to take us time. We're going to have to come back and do it again because I want to get into drop shot. I want to get into offshore fishing.
Get into the offshore drop shot with them.
Yeah, I want to learn drop shot so bad. I've never thrown it myself ever.
Let me tell you a little about drop shot.
Here we go. This is what I wanted.
So you want to drive yourself nuts. Go out and buy a spinning pole. Go out and buy live. Okay, go get you some live, and then get on your knees and stare at that graph. And if you can catch one, send me the footage, and I'll get you back. I'm not very good.
This is all, Steve. It's all honest. It's all honest humor too, man. Andrew hit me up 2 days ago. He's like, "Dude, man,
very good.
Oh, look at this flat out product. He's doing his research on it and stuff." And he's like, "Man, dude, I really want to learn how to drop shot those drop shot weights."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, the perfect person to teach that would be Steve, dude." I said, "He is a hammer offshore, man. He has that drop shot game down." And he's like, "Oh, no way, dude. When we get him on, I'm going to talk to him about drop shot." And I'm like, "Oh, please, dude. Please."
Bamboozled.
Andrew, I can sell you the bait and I can sell you the weight, But as far as like teaching you how to like set up on something in 26 foot of water, little bit rusty. Ain't gonna lie.
Hey, look, there's a 9-pound video, 9-pound video that I'm going to turn Andrew on to.
Okay.
There's a 9-pound video out there.
Yep. On our
he had a spinning reel. He and I were out there pre-fishing a couple days before, and he went offshore and he hit a 9-pounder on a Ned head, right?
it was a Ned / a Bruiser stick worm cut down
Yep.
in a tournament. It stuck a
In
9.
a tournament, spinning reel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And dude, when that fish jumped,
Oh my God.
I had to watch the video. No joke. I had to watch the video 4 times, dude.
Saw a ghost.
I couldn't stop laughing. Like when that fish jumped, his reaction was probably he was lost.
I think I said a better word that rhymes with hit. I don't remember what it was, but Andrew, I'm gonna tell you, like I said, I got Bruiser drop shot. I'll make you any color you want. I get you a nice 3/4. You'll fill a shell bar from here to Tallahassee. But as far as like setting it up and reeling it in, just hang out with Dave on that one.
There you go.
Andrew, I'm sorry, Dave.
Hey, man,
Dave called me earlier. and was like, "Don't correct
straight
him."
up, you put big sticks in Steve's hands, man. You put anything less than braid and big stick in his hand, and it's an adventure. You get him in anything over 5 or 6 foot of water, it's an adventure. So, Andrew, I love you. I set the both of y'all up. When you said that, a light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a shot at Steve on this.
Oh, it's coming back.
It's
Dave warned me, Andrew. I'm sorry. I could have warned you, but
yeah, I landed that 9-pounder and got to the scales only to get beat by a 10-3.
Yeah.
And he didn't finish the tournament by the guy had 27.5 pounds. I mean, I'm like, what do I got to do? I mean,
oh my God.
Do I earn the win there or no? But anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Brother. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
Let's bring it back in.
now we crushed his drop shot
a little bit.
He's still just drop shotting.
Dying.
Dave, it's coming for you.
Deflated.
We had Joe's neck for a while. I get it.
Yeah, it's you.
goes
It's your
around.
turn, Andrew.
It goes around. Talk to me about this.
Oh,
Yeah. Please tell me, because I'm interested in that thing.
the whiplash.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
so
blown his mind.
Yeah, he's been talked about this for weeks.
So the whiplash we have in 3 versions. We have the all-terrain, which try to get. That's the all-terrain head. This was a kind of a request from Mike Liddell, Bottom Line Mike, out of the King of the Glade. And we have the all-terrain. We have the top dweller, and then we have the Glades Beast, which is a 19.5-inch version. And yeah, she's beast. So there is a demand for snakes,
Right.
mostly in the Everglades during the summer months, even though you can throw snakes year round. And we decided to come out with 3 versions. And bottom line, Mike gave you some a couple of the attributes. You know, we talked about the tail coiling. We talked about the egg sac. I wanted to put a joint in the middle. The ridges give it resistance when it recoils. So all of this kind of goes in one beautiful snake-like retrieve. It's almost like ripping a fluke where you point your rod,
awesome.
crank, and I'm trying to do that hand motion down.
It's good. Hand motion. Add it to the.
That was a spinning reel, by the way.
That's a bait caster, Dave. We don't throw a snake on the spinning rod, okay? Get that out of your mind. So anyway,
Apparently you haven't met me. Okay. No.
Well, Dave will give you some bait casting lessons. But anyway, the whiplash it's making a lot of waves. It's a great bait. It's awesome. We had a guy in Headwaters catch a 10 on it when it was in prototype stage.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
However, the whiplash missed its calling this year a little bit because Holiday Park was closed, and a lot of the anglers didn't get to use it. So they did participate with the Big Nasty and whatnot. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I enjoy this. So this is the top water, right? It's got more of a blunt nose, flatter style.
Yep. Yes, that's correct.
Tell me what hook I should put in this.
Well, believe it or not, bass predatorily, instinctively go for the head. So a lot of people said when the Big Nasty came out, which if you show the Big Nasty up to the Whiplash, I mean, like one's 14 and one's 17. So the Big Nasty is dwarfed by the Whiplash. I know some guys that'll even throw a 4 in the Big Nasty. I particularly throw a 5. Believe it or not, the Whiplash you can get. I like a little bit more open EWG, even though I'm not a big EWG fan. I'm more of a straight shank fan because I don't like the gap. I like that straight shank really poking out. But a lot of people are going with a 6 or a 7, and it's a little beefier hook. Now you can use a straight shank. I don't know, there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people are going with the 6 or a 7. Now, owner makes like a big long, like a Lebanon.
Yeah, Mustad 7 and an 11. Yeah,
exactly. Is that an offset?
So, I mean, you could do something like that, but here's one thing. Make sure the hook has a little bit of beef to it because normally guys throw them on braid. This is made out of a harder, we call it not a hard, extremely hard plastic, but a durable plastic because you want mini casts out of it. You're going to be pulling it through lily pads and branches and whatnot.
Reeds and stuff, yeah.
Exactly. So you want to go with a beefier hook because you don't want to open the hook up. And most guys throw it on maybe a 7.5 braid, heavy fast or heavy moderate rod. So you want to beef that up too.
Yeah, down there in the Glades, dude. I fished a lot of. Are you familiar with the Holy Lands ramp?
I used to fish the Holy Lands years and years ago, but when they kind of quit doing tournaments over there, kind of back in and stayed on the southwest coast side.
Yeah, but I've been down there, and there is, dare I say, hundreds of thousands of snakes just everywhere during a certain time, and everything's blowing up on them. Peacock bass, the gars are eating them. So I could see where that request came from down in that area for sure.
It's what's for dinner when that water pulls off.
Yeah.
Those the Everglades into those canals.
And those shelves kind of expose a little bit. Dude, the snakes are just insane down there. Oh,
and when the water pulls in the canals, it's what's for dinner.
Nick is saying it's going on right now. I think he fishes Holiday Park a lot. So
there you go. When that ramp comes back, these will be in the BJs down there. And some of the other tackle stores will pick up on a little bit more, and these will be, they'll be out a lot more. The big worm really shows up heavily for us in the summertime when we start doing a lot of ledge fishing.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though you can swim it year-round.
I've got a couple products that you sent me that I want to talk about to bring to our viewers. And it's 2 products. One of them, there really was only one out on the market. Now it's kind of become a trend. But the first one is your cruiser hook.
Yes.
With the blade.
Correct.
Got that swim bait hook with a blade on it. Yep. Now, how long has that been out? And I'm excited to use it this fall myself personally.
So I'm going to say probably close to 8 months or so.
Okay.
It really started making waves. Your buddy Dave Anderson loved.
Yeah. So that 10 he caught. Oh.
Dave absolutely loved. He probably threw and tested that hook on a super swimmer more than I did because I was doing tournament specific stuff and it just wasn't, that bite wasn't on. But he would go out and wreck them on this thing with the super swimmer and call me on the way home and go, man, like I'm excited about this thing. It's catching them. It's clean. It spins. It works in conjunction with this bait that we have. He's on the Bruiser staff too.
Yep.
And he goes, but I almost don't want to tell anyone.
Yeah.
That video was impressive, man. He threw that up to a reed head and that boil, that explosion on it, 10-pound fish.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, video straight up. That was hot video right there.
There was so many 4 to 7 pound fish that he was consistently catching on that rig. It was amazing. Now other guys are aware of it. They're using it. They love it. But he really he really dove into it.
Yeah, I love how the blade is set. You know, it's not sliding up and down the hook and all that crap and trying to reposition and glue and get the right, angle and all that crap. It's just set and done. And I see here you have 4 different sizes and weights to that.
Correct.
And it has the tungsten center. And what are your hook sizes that come in this? I see I've got a 6 here.
Yeah.
And, what are your other hook sizes that come in that?
We have a 3 through 6. The 3 isn't used as much. You could go down to maybe our smaller super swimmer if you wanted to, or our slimmer swimmer for the 3/0, all the way up to a big, a larger, bigger swim bait if you like.
Yeah.
One thing I will add about this hook, the hook ups, they inhale it. And remember, I told you I'm a big Andrew. Can you hold that up real quick? Remember, I told you I was a big fan of the straight shank hook.
Yeah,
Right.
It's not necessarily a straight shank hook, as you can tell in this diagram.
That's a mustad right there.
Yes, but the hookups are phenomenal, and that was my biggest concern. But they freaking choke this thing, and you take a couple steps towards them. I don't care if you're throwing mono or fluoro or braid, and just let that rod eat, and they are sticking. And it's the hook.
Yeah, so that hook I'm very familiar with. That was the hook I ran red fishing when I would use a bladed bait or just no blade to a bait, things like that. Just rigging it weedless through the grass for redfish, and I had 0 issues catching redfish with it.
Yes,
nothing compares to a fight of a redfish in fresh water.
The guy
that
just chimed in is a saltwater guy, Mr. Joe. That's Devin's potential father-in-law.
Oh,
Thank you for tuning in. That's awesome. He fishes a lot of saltwater. Our sales guy Mike fishes a lot of saltwater.
Oh yeah.
Those guys will cross over anything that we do in bass. They'll push it out in salt, and you'd be surprised it works. The guys we have buy the big nasty, and they swim it, and they buy it in the black, and they go out there like an eel, and they get fucking tarpon on that thing.
That's awesome.
Cool. So I've got one more bait here that has been doing mega damage over in Okeechobee. Let's talk about this bad boy right here. Contact football.
You ready for a laugh?
The full
contact rigged up on a tube.
There you go. So
this bait right here has won 4 of the 5 biggest tournaments on the lake in the last 3 months. Not only that, the second place finish on the one he did not win, he only lost by 6 ounces and still threw a 30-pound sack on the board. So let's talk about this bad little jammer right here that I'm excited to use now.
That is a lead machine, and that goes in conjunction. And I know he was maybe throwing it on a big nasty, but I know that was set up for the big nasty, an R bait, the speed spade, or a 10-inch worm. Now, the reasoning behind this is that we wanted to take the flat out and the feedback from the flat out with our flat out tungsten process, put it on that weight, and then give it a hook so we can drag and feel every single thing, the feedback from the rod or tungsten line, rod, wrist.
Yeah.
We believe that we have the best one. Actually,
I haven't used it yet, but looking at it, it has the features that I'm looking for, mainly in the head, and with the technique, that I like to do with it. I think it's going to be. I can't wait. I actually have in 3 weeks. I have a tournament coming up over at Kissimmee, and I've got a hole that I'm going to be fishing. That's going to be about 12 to 13 foot of water, and there's some fish sitting in it right now. And I know of a 25-pound sack last weekend just caught out of it, and they're not going anywhere. It's a summer spot, and they haven't been seeing this.
There you go.
So I'm excited to get on this one.
Ledges, rocks, wood, shell bars.
Shell.
for all the way when I was at Placid, I could feel the shell on that. I was dragging a 10-inch curly tail on it. Now Andrew even had it on all the way down to a big tube. So I mean, super versatile here.
Yeah, you can put anything on that thing. I like the fact, like you were saying, that tungsten down there is going to give you so much feedback.
So much.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Creature baits, that's something. The worms, I mean, it can anything. Craws, it just has that potential. And the one thing I like about it too, Steve, is the length of the neck right there. That length right there, just gives me an idea of taking a punch skirt, sliding it over the hook and all the way up to the top of that to give it a skirt, because it will fit up there just nicely and you'll still be able to peg your bait no problem. Give it just that little bit of more of a bluegill profile as well. So,
oh my gosh, on some bluegill
like a football jig. Yeah, looking like a football jig. So I'm excited to use it, man. My wheels have been turning on this one, man. I'm really happy with it. And again, tungsten, super sensitive. Your line of tungsten, I've been fishing it for a few years now. I mean, dude, best on the market, no doubt about it.
And thanks for bringing that up. You can slide a punch skirt on that. Right now, we have them on the Bruiser website, and I believe the Bass Addiction Gear. Bear with us because we're trying to combine these two giant websites into one.
I know a guy. You need an Andrew.
It's going to take a little time. Andrew would probably have to stay the night here, like a month.
You definitely better have your cameras on because there might be some product missing.
To the right and left of me, I have a weight zone and I have a man cave. And we'll wake you every morning. We'll wake you up with hot plastic and throw some tungstens on you. You'll be wide awake.
Good.
Yeah, just keep throwing tungstens at them.
Please. Hey, 2 ounce. I saw you had a 2 1/4 coming, so let's go with those guys.
Kind of like granny toss them. Like let them get some air and then dang.
You all need a lot, man. The 2 1/4, they're in stock now too. But anyway, yeah, man, good call on those. There was a couple other things I was going to show you. And
show them.
I wanted to show you a couple things real quick. Now, the video hasn't launched yet, but these 2 baits, the smoke, that it looks like a black blue tip, guys, but that is smoke. We are going to be bringing out a smoke blue tip and a couple other colors. Now, if it was extreme daylight out here, you'd be able to see through that, and they're loaded with salt. So we have the smoke. We have the smoked 6-inch blue tip, and then finally I was able to get the Intruder XGL out, and this helped me win at Poga. That's
I saw that post.
525, 5-inch, and it's thick. And when we were designing this, it was getting pummeled when we were moving it from bulrush to bulrush. When it would fall off the bulrush, they were hitting it on the fall. And I had a couple tournaments where I wasn't able to use it. It really wasn't calling for this bite. But when our classic went to Placid, the Bruiser XGL has shined.
Yeah, there was some bluegill in that area that kind of helped that bait shine. I don't know though, because someone kind of wore out one of those areas.
I may or may not have been there. I'm not sure. Maybe you got me on your drone cam, Dave. You pervert. Anyway,
I'm looking for old bent rod dial.
Find me in 2.5 foot of water somewhere.
Yeah,
anyway, those baits. I mean, and then I did catch a couple. It may not make the edit, but I did catch a couple on the Mac Daddy. It's like my boy, Mac Daddy and the Mac Crawl. I don't leave home without them.
Yeah, no, and those ones you gave me, Steve. I burned up in those mats, and I'll tell you what, that is a good crawl, crawl trailer.
Simple. It has high hookup rates, and a lot of people look at that and they go, well, it's just a stick worm with arms. Well, that's kind of all we want. The Mac Crawl comes out when it gets really cold. I mean, don't eat them in warm weather, but the Mac Crawl comes out when it is cold and it just needs to kind of dangle and do nothing. And the thing, literally, it just gets ate. It just works. And your buddy Dave Anderson can attest to that. And a lot of other guys won't really say anything because it's not the movie star of baits.
No, it's just a plain crawl. It looks like a generic, like you go buy a bag full of them for 99 cents. Crawl. I mean, it looks nothing.
It holds a hook, and
when you put it in a mat.
Yes, there's something about it.
It's something about that bait, man. Something about that bait.
Super simple, but it's very effective. I didn't bring up the whole arsenal to show you guys, and I know Dave and Andrew had brought some things to show. I didn't bring up, like, I'm sitting on top of 4 to 5 tons of baits below me. We could do this all day long. Give me something for the viewers, Steve. Give me something that is coming out that isn't in the stores.
That no one can get
here in a month or two. Give me something special, Mr. Dial.
Yeah, what do we want in our stockings this Christmas?
Give me something special.
So,
pull out a folder.
I know this might be like a blueprint.
Is this getting official? Like this?
Okay, so let me tell you
the files, bro. We are in the files, guys.
We are behind the scenes.
Upcoming baits. Now,
that was a thick folder too. You guys see how thick that folder was?
I'm telling you, man, we ain't playing around. So, teaser. We have a bait coming up, and this is going to be a quick teaser. You may have to push pause, but we have a bait that's being designed right now that is going to blow some people away.
Ooh,
little teaser.
Ooh,
it's coming in hot.
Are we becoming a trailer company now?
Not a trailer, not a hard bait. We are in desperate need of a buzzing topwater bait.
That is a fact.
And we have some that are effective with that right now, but not the. We want to be able to grow on it a little bit.
That's special. Something. Yes, sir.
So we have a very unique, and this is the key. It's a multi-versatile bait that we're coming out with. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the pandemic, it probably would have been already out. Everybody's like scammed in the fishing industry. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but everybody and everything is behind.
Yeah.
So it's very frustrating because I really wanted this, 8 months ago, but that's something that's coming out. And I cannot wait to get that out because I think it's going to be a changer for sure.
So has Mike picked these up yet at Lake Placid? No contact yet?
I'm not 100% sure because my Mike usually deals with the orders on that.
Yep.
I know that Tackle Warehouse did add those.
Yes, they did. I just saw that.
So they also picked up. They're to the point now, and I know they're a big company, but they're kind of like the standard of where people go and shop and this, that, and it gets our baits out to people nationwide. Mind you, I still love the small guy because I am, in essence, that guy. So I get it. But they basically are picking up. If we bring on a new color, they're taking it. So we came out with a light green pumpkin blue tip. That thing gets 8 everywhere it goes. Every time I take it out, it just gets 8. Whether it's on a Ned rig or punching it, it just gets 8. So just to give you an idea, every color that we bring out, they take. Every new weight we come out with, they take. So
that's a very good thing, brother.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. It wasn't always that way. I mean,
no, it isn't. You got to earn that trust with them. I've dealt with them. I was a handler of Tackle Warehouse with the company I came from, so I know how that ball
takes
time.
You got to put on a lot of doors. Nothing is given. It really is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, and that's a testament to your product too, bud. You had a product in there, it's moving, so they're going to give you another shot at another line, and then another line, and then next thing you know, you're running 6 SKUs in there. When you start out with 6 SKUs, and that's just your product, man. That's just the quality that you put out. No matter what it is, if it's in that folder or if it's something that's been out for 8 years.
Correct. Yeah.
Something that's you bring out good quality product, and if I noticed the package has changed some, but if you guys aren't using a flat out tungsten, anything, weights, all sizes, flipping weights, worm weights, Carolina rigging, Ned rigging,
barrel the screw.
You guys are missing out, man.
Dave, you just held up, just FYI, we brought out the 5/8 for the
I know.
The Kissimmee grass guys. You know, the guys that have that real.
I'm excited. That's why I held it up, because I'm excited.
The XLG and the Kissimmee grass, that's the 5/8. Brandon McMillan, one of our, obviously our guy, if you will.
Yes. Yep.
He begged us for a 5/8. Gotta have a 5/8, man. We gotta have 5/8. Sometimes we don't need a 3/4. Like I ain't punching.
No, dude. And I was just talking to you about this.
Yep.
We were literally just talking about this because I was like, can you actually feel a difference between a 1/4 and 3/8? And like I just
every weight.
It's not me. So I'm like thinking, wow.
Oh yeah, you know, from a 3/16 to a 1/4, 5/6, you know, things like that. And I was like, just a little bit either gets you through or gets that reaction. You know, where you go backwards with it, where you go forwards with it, just that one little bit.
You want to
get you through the cover or get you that bite. And it's
you want a faster fall rate. You want a slower fall rate. You want to fish scattered bull rush. Okay, let's peel it all the way down to 3/16 and make some long pitches in there. If you want to move fast, you're going to beef it up, or you run into Kissimmee grass or some pads. You want to get down to the base quicker. You want to have a more thumping presentation. You can go beef up on the weight a little bit.
Yeah.
So it does matter.
Each weight for sure plays its part. And
and I saw that 5/8 in my goodie bag. I was like, because that's where I'm headed is right there. It's the flip bites on in Kissimmee, and
it's round and tight.
Good to grind. So
you're set.
Yep.
But anyway, what other questions you going to hit me with? I'm going to open it up right now. I even showed you.
I know you got more, Andrew.
I was gonna say,
dude.
I know you got more.
No, my mind is racing, and I actually, while we were on this live, I actually put it in order.
Listen, give me some 5/8, man, please. I need them.
Okay, we got them in stock.
Okay, good.
We have a lot of weights down there. A lot.
No, my mind is just going with rigging ideas and.
Okay, Andrew, let me give you a real pressure ID. This is super pressure. Okay, now this is a good problem to have. So you're rigging before a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Rig next to several thousand pounds of baits and weights. Right?
Yep.
I can make a custom, or I can go get 350 different standard colors. And I'm sitting there, but the night before a tournament, going, well, that could work. This could work. That could work. I have literally pulled 100 pounds of plastic out of my boat to get on plane. It feels like you know what I'm saying? So your mind is on fire when you have access to that much.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it can literally mess with your brain when you have that much.
It's like option paralysis. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And I start loading stuff in my boat. And meanwhile, my son will come back and I'll be like, bro, how'd you catch him? He's like, I took 2 packs of 5-inch blue tip Bruiser stickworms. And I'm just whatever, dude. Just go back to work.
Yeah. Don't you hate that when you get to how'd you catch him? I'll just flip the stickworm all day. Your freaking boat's just littered with everything you have.
Like I got I'm going to match every bluegill in the lake. I need every weight known to man. I look at flakes. I make anything that I make custom, like for myself. I go, well, I made them and they're custom, so they got to ride with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch them on whatever. So, anyway, man, Andrew, it can be mind-boggling for somebody that has them at their disposal. Just like if you didn't have them and you needed some. Trust me, I'm living proof of that.
But you know what? At the end of the day, you and I are alike. We load it up and go to work, and we only use that one bait the whole day. Still got them though. But you know what? At the end of the day, our mind's at ease because if we didn't bring it, I know I would catch it on this. So
that is the worst ever, dude. That is the worst
ever.
Better
to have it, not need it.
That's 100%. Right. I end up giving away more of my custom stuff at the boat ramp at the end of the tournament, which I'm cool with. I give it to people.
Yeah,
Still,
I heard.
I love doing it, but it opens up so many, avenues.
Yeah. A good friend of mine, Trent Cheatham. You met him. He fishes with his wife a lot of the times.
Super good guy.
He left there so pleased.
I loaded him up.
So pleased with you and loaded up with all kinds of product.
DJ.
I'm telling you, it was a
I get DJ's back. He'll cross over the dirty side every once in a while.
Yeah. No, but man, I'll tell you, he was thrilled to death in meeting you and talking with you and rapping with you. And he's been a Bruiser supporter now for about a year and a half. He's been, following Mike and bottom line there and a couple of the other guys he's been keeping tabs on and fishing with Corky.
Yes.
I got him and Corky hooked up. They become really good friends and fishing with Corky and stuff. So he's been a Bruiser fan, and to be able to get there and actually meet you, the owner, he's like, I met the owner. And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I say, you left with a bunch of product, didn't you? He's like, but I left with a bunch of product and knowledge, man. He is the greatest guy in the world. He gave me his time. It was like we had known each other. He wasn't just standoffish and I'm this and I'm that, and I'm like, well, that what you see is what you get with Steve. That's out there, man.
I'm just a normal dude. And you know what? I was probably happier to do that for Trent or everybody else than anybody else, because it's just like I would be that guy looking for a couple new baits. Like I'm just the guy in the parking lot on the other side that Trent was. So I kind of get it. I've been in both spots. But Trent's scenario normally happens, and that's where a lot of my customs and my extra baits, they end up going. They end up going to somebody else. I need to get them out of my boat anyway, and it works out. Guys are happy, and I look at it from Trent's point of view, and I go, damn, man, like I walk up on your boat, Dave.
Yep.
If I didn't have Bruiser or Flat Outs, I'd be
Right.
like, hey, man, that's a cool hook you got, or check out that punch bait or whatever. I'd be that guy. So I try to put myself in the reverse shoes. And hey, I'm just a guy like everyone else. I just produce.
I'll tell you, man. I talked him into bass fishing a little over a year ago. Now look, his credentials, he's big time. When in the day of red fishing, he was on the El Boy Alberto circuit. He fished the FLWs. I mean, dude's legit. He's nothing to sleep on when it comes to a redfish, man. That guy breathes it. He's done it. He's walked across all the stages. He's no joke. He's a good fisherman. He doesn't know, he knows how to catch a bass, but he doesn't know those little secrets and how-tos and what-tos. He's just getting into that, but he's a fisherman.
Nice.
And he's definitely hooked and definitely a fan of yours, man. And I told him I'd tell you, he told me to tell you thank you again. But yeah, he's definitely a fan, bud. And you got a good stick there. You got a good stick representing. So
I do. I know, and I want to just give one more little shout out to Corky. Corky and Tangy are beasts, and I love those guys, and they're phenomenal. Like people, they're just good people.
Human beings. Great human beings.
He kind of housed me a little bit when I was up there. From Poga and Placid and I just got it. He's probably not watching. He's probably a couple deep in that bourbon.
He's probably either a couple deep or shut eye for his early trip in the morning.
Exactly. The dude's full of energy, and Tangy will beat him up if they don't go fishing, which I love. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Really solid people, and they kind of took me in a little bit, and we bartered. I think we bartered like worms for like sleeping in one of his bedrooms. I mean, is that fair, guys? I mean,
it's fair because it's on the canal at his.
Yeah, you can't beat
that's
the spot, right?
Is that fair? Okay,
that's fair. You go get that last hours of light, man, on this Tapoga, you can get right. So we got a follower on here. A good friend of mine I grew up with, Mari. And Mr. Mari went out with a medlock And I'll tell you what, a 10 and a 9, he had 26 and 4 fish.
Nice.
In like 45 minutes in the evening last week. I was just like, my God. And he just picked up his first reefer too. And he shouted at me about that, you know, and how impressive the rod was. And I'm like, well, damn, dude, that's the way of breaking it in.
Yeah, some guys will go 2 hours without getting a bite at that.
About 2 years.
Yeah, right, Andrew?
I mean, 10 and a 9, first 2 fish of the evening. I'm like,
That's
come on, son.
That reminds me of my buddy who was cranking on this little lake we have, Glenada. He caught an 8.5 and then an 11.5 back to back, and he just went on home. He said,
I mean, what do you do? What do you do? I mean, on a big jig too. On a big jig. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's got to be fun.
Yeah.
No, that's why we go back, right? Like we get our butts handed to us out there. We go back. Usually to get. Gotta love it. Andrew, what other questions did you have? I know you said you wrote some down.
Come on, man. God. You're on the spot, bud. I mean, the drop shotting thing.
That threw me off. I'm not gonna lie. That threw my.
He had so many drop shot questions. I don't know if it's flipping questions.
I did.
I got a question for you. What does downsizing the braid size for you accomplish?
Okay, so for me, it started as when we did the goat rope Gen 1 was a very good ultra quiet because I used to use the OG Strin. Okay. Strin Sonic braid was the thing. They shut that down. They don't make it anymore. So I wanted to specify a braid that would come out under the Bruiser, the Bass Addiction line. And the biggest thing was, how low can I go to get more action, smaller line diameter, still cut vegetation when I need it, but still have enough power to get a fish out. So basically what I did was I did the reverse. Everybody was saying, well, I punch would flip with 80 to 65. I said, screw that. I'm going to go down to a 50 where I would normally use a 65. And then there's times when I would throw a 50. I'm going to go down to a 40 or a 30. So I'm just trying to gain more action in the bait, smaller line diameter. Sometimes you have to pin and chase.
Right.
You know, sometimes you have to
half the battle's hooking them.
So
you gotta go get them. You gotta get them. Half the battle's hooking them.
Give yourself a fighting chance. Now, here's where the lower braid will hurt somebody. The guys that like to pull out everything, like ripping the earth off the bottom of the lake, because they don't have patience to go get it. If you want to do that and you have a big enough hook to do that, then you can go up to the 80 and the 100, the 65, and you can rip that stuff out all day long. I'm a little different. I'll go with a lighter line. I'll go get those and unhook them. Hey, why not? You're going to mess your hook up. You got an expensive tungsten and you got an expensive hook. So I'll go get those out, right? Versus some guys just want to, damn it, they strip their gears out of their, it had 20-pound drag when I bought it. It only has like 7 now, but I'll burn that bitch to the ground. So they end up pulling that out. They break off all the time. That's just not me. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to stay hung up a little bit less. I don't throw a jig a lot. I throw my little bluegill rig, my punch weight, my punch skirt.
Yeah.
I'll create in a crazy crawl. It fishes weedless. That's my version of a jig. But that's the thing about going down to the smaller diameter. I'm risking it a little bit, but I'm also almost guaranteeing myself more action and better presentation. And so far, knock on wood, it hasn't failed me.
Right.
Yeah. There's a new jig about to drop here real soon. Hopefully, supposed to get here by the end of the month. So we shall see how that works.
It's pretty
that's my creation that hopefully will get here. It's supposed to be dropped at ICAST again this year because of COVID last year and all the stuff that had happened. I had shot a call out to Patrick, and he said that everything's pretty much done. They're going to try to get it here by the end of the month. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited for that because I'll tell you, it will change your mind because it will allow you to do that light line and cover too because it does not hang. So it's a good deal.
It's an exposed hook that doesn't hang. That's a better mousetrap. It just is.
Yep. You can flip it. You can swim it. There's a lot you can do with this bad boy. And I'll tell you what, man, it's solid. I like it. I like it. I'm just ready for a finished product to be here.
You know what I've been going through for, I don't know, 5 years. Been a long run, waiting for baits.
It sucks.
And CNC and design, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Stuff takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So,
it does.
I figured out what I wanted to ask you.
Okay, what do you got, Andrew?
And it's about the sea rig.
Oh.
Yep. What do you
Talk
got?
about the slim line. Like, what is the benefit of slimming down the weight, I guess, right?
So, Carolina rig, like on a shell bar, that sea rig, probably not the best thing because we're wanting to feel everything.
Right.
We're in mostly open water. The slimline sea rig that we have basically is saying, hey, I want to get down there. I don't want to make a lot of intrusion. I want to slide my way through stuff. I don't want to hang up a lot. I'm going through some brush piles or something that you don't want to hang on. And I just want to whittle my way through there with a very low presence and presentation and keep my risk of hanging up down.
Oh, yeah.
Versus what I use is I'll literally just use like Dave's 5/8 that he held up a minute ago, and I'll put a barrel behind it, and they clack each other,
Right.
and it equals 1 ounce total, and I can get down in 24 foot of water no problem and make my drag presentation.
Yep.
Nice.
The slim line, it's just
And
you're on that 100% on like 20-pound braid and like an 8 or 10-pound, fluorocarbon leader or something.
Yeah.
Would you say it's a good option for like high pressure areas, things like that?
Exactly. More of a finesse presentation.
Yeah,
That's
one of the barrels right there.
I literally take that barrel. I'll put this. Look at that, Dave. Look at that.
Oh, look at there.
So I'll put that.
Using
that's
this
it
as
right
a tackle.
Yes, I'll put them right on top of each other, and there's your clacking machine.
Huh.
I'm liking that because that tungsten has a heck of a noise.
Oh,
Very
it's loud. Yeah.
Okay.
Very unique, very dense.
Okay.
No, that's awesome.
You got me thinking on some things now, dude.
Right?
What do you got, Joe? You got to have something.
I don't know. My main goal was to watch Andrew ask you about drop shotting.
Yeah. Joe's got a lot of neck. That's all he's got right now.
Listen, man. You see, I'm trying to keep my head down. Listen, Steve, they've been picking at me at my neck. I had the sickest beard.
Yeah.
And now I look like a freaking bobblehead.
Well, he shaved it, and he looked like a bobblehead.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Like a South Park character.
Solid, man. Don't let them break your chops.
No, while we're at it though, talking about the weights, tell me about the arrowhead. Dave tried to explain it to me, but
He's
didn't really follow.
Arrowhead's a little more selective. It's kind of designed for your beaver silhouetted baits that have that same shape at the top. Like the arrowhead would be good. You really have to pinch the arrowhead down very good or really tight, but like see the profile of that, how it comes not perfectly round. So the arrowhead shapes and would move up, to create a point. One thing about the arrowhead is you'll find yourself doing this. You'll find yourself straightening it out a lot. A lot of people will T-stop it with a rubber stop, and then they'll football weight it above it. It's more of just a silhouette and glide thing. I throw a 5/8, in front of that, and it's beautiful. But the arrowhead, like I said, it's more of a
kind of a swimming style. There's a technique that Steve and I like to do at times where we'll throw a crawl in the pads or something like that. Just kind of flip it way back in there and swim it. And that arrowhead will kind of help you keep it on plane like a swim jig in a way.
Yeah,
so it's just a technique.
Silhouette and planing of a beaver style bait, or just because the beaver style baits are thinner,
Yeah.
But you can do it. You can use it on anything.
Okay.
What I find myself doing with the arrowhead when I do use it is mentally, because fishermen are weird like that, will make sure that that's perfectly
in line with that. Yeah,
exactly the silhouette. So we do that instinctively in our left hand because I don't switch hands. So I'll hold it in my left.
Yeah, he's backwards.
Is it more like a little squeeze and like line it up and then you just flip it on back out there?
100% correct.
Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes when they're on that pattern, when you want that little bit of a glide, you know, then that up and down presentation, I can see that working.
And that the Intruder XGL, we have 3 sizes of this bait, and this is obviously the big one. The XGL stands for the X Glide. It does most of its gliding off of like maybe a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce. Its glide is more of a, not necessarily going like this. It's more of a glide, of a direct glide down. And that, when we designed it, it was like falling like in a Z, almost like a Z or a zigzag pattern, and it would kind of roll to one side and glide down. So when we were designing it, when the first time I took it out to Poga, Istapoga, it was getting bait off when I would put it over a reed, and I'm like, "What is this? A damn topwater bait we created?"
Yeah, what's going on?
And popping it before, right when it came over the reed, they were smacking it. Sometimes their tail would come out of the water. Other times you just see a boil, and we all know.
Yeah.
Poga. I mean, you start panicking and call your doctor before you set the hook. No, like, but sometimes by the time you set, I was setting the hook up on that, and they were either 10 foot back in the bulrush, or they were under the boat before my rod loaded. And I'm just sitting there going, "Oh, I just got dominated again at Istapoga." So, but they were hailing this thing, and the hookups were phenomenal, which you'll see in the edit that I'm getting ready to spit out. So
good.
You know, that to me, you know, that had, you know, the way that's designed. Obviously, your creature baits, your profile baits, they're more of a bluegill style. But the one thing I like about that, and just to educate our listeners a little bit on it as well, is when the shad are in the area, because with that glide, that's kind of a swimming motion like a shad, you know, taking off as well. And that profile also is like a shad body. So, you know, that's something that I like to use more around that shad than I do the bluegill into things, but it does have a dual purpose as far as a bluegill, you know, and a shad. When you're flipping that, it's a great summer bait, especially a profile that size.
yeah.
It's big time, and you just experienced that last weekend, and what, 22, 23 pounds over there on that, and yeah, it's definitely a hell of a bait, man. Really excited about that one.
Yep. But anyway, I mean, like I said, I could have brought stuff to show.
Hey, I just want to know what the guys can get their hands on, because look, you know, telling them something they're not going to see for a year isn't going to.
I know. So
don't forget about that.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Here, to be honest, guys, what we normally do is we have a select amount of colors that are basic and fundamental. We open the custom portion up so you can get custom baits. And this is going to sound crazy because I'm very anti-drug, but I nicknamingly call the colors that they want a stair-step drug, because all it does is go from Junebug, and then your stair-step drug, if you will. Then you're like, oh, what else can I get? Or you come out with your own color, and then you go, well, wait a second, your Bammer Hammer is just like the one you just made, or your Astro Purple, or your whatever, your Galactic Brim, whatever the color you want. So in doing that, all we do is open doors to either our custom colors that we will do for you, because I'm a phone call away for the most of the time, or we have this standard color. And oh, by the way, some people say, man, I really need it a little darker or a little clear for this lake coming up. Oh, by the way, we can do that too, because we have 85-90% of the molds in house. So we're able to cross over and get you a flat of baits, all the way down to, I think I did some customs maybe at like a 36 bait pace. no one will.
Nobody will even think about that, dude. You get laughed at. Yeah.
I to be honest, guys, I just have a hard time saying no.
Yeah.
Nobody wants something that I can provide for them in the world because I wouldn't want it done to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It does. But that's the family. That's the family hands-on. Like I said, good friend of mine, Trent Cheatham. He walked up to you and you're just so friendly, so open, so warm and inviting.
Sure,
and,
happy to do it.
But that's what you get, man. What you see is what you get with Dial, and man, that's like I said, I'm so proud to be part of the team and growing with your brand and
glad to have you.
I'm excited about everything you do, buddy, and really love the product. I mean, it's made me a better angler, and every day. And I'll tell you, there's a color I need you to get done in that big stick, and that's a hematoma, man. You got to figure out that hematoma color. That's a tough color. That's a tough color to do. And
I got a blending block I can knock it out of. A lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
With when you talk about the hematoma and spin baits, a lot of times I'll have people ask me for the Mac the Daddy and the Intruder XGL, I spin those on pie molds, so I'm able to spin and do. That's why we do a lot of tip stuff, because I can create whatever you want. Generally, it is, hey, what color tip you want, or we can dump in 2 colors, and a swirl is phenomenal. So it can be done. Stickworm's a little more difficult. Those are
but if anybody can do it,
I see Trent just chimed in, so good to hear.
Yeah, Trent. Hey, buddy. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man.
That's awesome.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, Steve, I got one more question. This comes from Carlos. He's been viewing us for a very long time.
Sure.
But he has a question about a subscription worm tackle box. Is that something that you guys are looking into, thinking about, or trying to stay away from that whole market in general?
Well, we actively do. This year, we're on pace to do $250,000 worth. Let me rephrase that. Around $250,000 worth of subscription boxes.
Nice.
Equivalent. There's no secret behind this. There's no margins in selling to prescription boxes. That's just marketing, period.
This is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a lot of the bigger ones. Out.
Yeah.
Now, would we do one independently? To be honest, that takes a lot of time. It just takes a lot of time, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's tough to do in house. It really is.
No, and you've got your plate full, brother. There's a lot of stuff that I know in this industry, and the viewers don't. And the order fulfillments for your Pittman Creeks, your tackle warehouse, your getting your brand, your product out there, the tackle shops, going through product like left and right,
custom orders.
It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to dab into anything right now, really.
Especially for the man that never says no, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Now we do, like I said, we're on pace to do in 2020. Is it 20? Yeah, 2021. We're on pace to do $250,000. That's set right now in those boxes per se.
Right.
However, the industry is so scared of demand right now and not having it. They're already setting for 2022. So we've committed another, I don't know, 50,000 for 2022. I don't know how much I'm going to do the rest of 2021. But we do quite a bit of the box stuff out there. I mean, we've done some in Monster Bass. We've done some in Lucky and Mystery. I mean, those are our 3 that we've done them in. And Dave's probably right. As far as an independent doing it in-house, thought about it, probably just don't have the time to invest in that right now. It's tough. You almost have to hire somebody else just to do that.
That's its own thing, man.
Especially taking another step and starting to get some rep groups on board with you now and trying to get that product across the states more and more and more, growing your brand. And it takes a lot of time and work because it's not, people have to understand it's just a little warehouse on a piece of property there in out there in Lehigh, and you know, I mean, it's, you know,
I upgraded a tad. Come on.
yeah, but still,
The river now. Wink, wink. No,
it's still a family. It's still a family thing, and you're making the right moves and getting that product. You know, you're on fire, buddy. You're on fire, man.
Well, I appreciate it, but yeah, I'm just
That's awesome.
like I said, man. I'm just like everybody else. I'm just working at it. You guys have your craft. You're working at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird because, like I said, I've been on both sides. I still am on both sides. Like I was telling Joe earlier on the phone, I'm like, I still need sunglasses, and I still need a graph, and I still need a pole or a reel. Like I still need. Like I'm an angler too, you know.
Oh yeah.
I use all my own baits and weights, but I still need other things. So
you still need hooks, you still need clothes, you still need
everything.
Rafts, boats, motors. Hell, let's go for it all.
Go for the gusto.
If you just now checking in, this isn't the cheapest sport to have a hobby.
Oh gosh,
no.
What?
No.
What?
No.
No. By the way, Steve, you got another order on the other site.
Okay. Sweet. I like it. Multitask.
Yeah, you need to come on more. You'll get more orders from me.
Just remember, we can support you.
Don't worry, man. Make sure you leave me a note in the bottom. Remind me, because sometimes my son will get the order and he'll pack it real fast and I won't see it. That happens a lot, matter of fact. So drop me a note like, hey, man, hook a brother up, or send me a call so I can rub it in Dave Belima's face or something like that.
Well, you'll see
Hey, look, I got your address. I'll just come and get it because I'll go down that way.
I'm totally quoting that. Hey, hook
I'll be
a
like the
brother
rest
up.
of your staffers that just show up and, hey. Hey, Steve.
You have to change the gate code a lot for Dave because
Yeah.
squeezing the gate one time. It was hilarious. But
Oh, you should have seen me. You should have seen me. I go there, right? And I meet up with him. And he's like, oh, yeah, if you want any of the big sticks, they're over there on that shelf. I'm like, okay, I'm grabbing boxes. I'm like, hey. He's like, no, a couple, a handful.
What do they come with, like a flatbed trailer? Back it up. Come
Yeah,
on.
I'm telling you, man. Don't tell me just to go.
Yeah. Especially
Don't
the
give me a
big
free run.
forklift.
Dave, the reason why I told you that is because, and a lot of people know this, I'm a working manager, owner, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't even have time to catch you stealing my baits if you tried. I don't even know. Like, I don't, because I was busy making them, right?
Hey, the good thing is, I ain't gonna outrun you, so don't worry about it.
Send my pet turtle after you.
Exactly. I'm that tortoise out there. In the
I
front
don't know.
yard.
You hang a cheeseburger out in front of him, he'll probably pick up.
he's flying.
I love it.
Uh,
Good times. But you have to come back out sometime, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Andrew and I want to do a spotlight on the business, do a spotlight on you, and just kind of show the love, give the love with the NextFish, and like to do kind of a blog with you one day, and soon we'd like to get it done this summer for you, and swing by the shop and talk shop and things like that, and get out of your hair. So.
I say the summer like we're supposed to slow up, but I don't see no signs of slowing up.
I haven't seen a third quarter like this in a long time, bud.
I know.
We're in the third quarter, and usually it's pulled back a lot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on, man. Like, I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You caught me. I'm in between working overtime, and tonight isn't weight night to my right, but my wife is gonna kick my butt because I told her, she knows that it ain't weight night, and she's like, "You're gonna hang out with me tonight, right?"
Oh,
there's this guy named Dave Belima.
That's right. Bring it on Dave for sure.
He wants me to go on TV.
Yeah,
do not throw Dave under the bus.
Just tell her
I've seen that spark plug at that show and how upset she was because of the branding from certain weight companies.
Oh
I
yeah.
want nothing to do with her.
Call her Pitbull for a reason.
Yeah. Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't mean to throw you.
But hey, guys,
Oh
get
yes.
out there.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Get it. Bruiser Baits, flat out tungsten.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Got
Go
the
get it.
got the
Get the whiplash.
the 12 carrier out. The goat rope.
Go get it.
But
Go get it. Get your swim bait hook. Get your swim bait hook
Get your
there.
everything.
Get your football hook. Get it all. Get it
The
all.
worm weights, flipping
Get it
weights,
all. I'm excited for this.
Carolina rig.
Steve, we really appreciate you, man.
All my Placid guys. I'll make sure Mike gets this over there. All my Placid boys.
love it.
Oh yeah.
Mike will
And
have
Mike
it.
and Mike better freaking call me and save me some.
Yeah.
Okay. I told him, like, when they get in here, Mike, you freaking call me. I will leave work and drive down there 40 minutes
Heck yeah.
to grab them.
Heck yeah.
You
Heck
got
yeah.
them guys, man. You really do.
Hey, Steve, man, we appreciate you.
Appreciate
brother.
you, Steve, man. Thanks for
Always
taking time out of your
love
day,
getting
bro.
with you, man. Love getting with you, buddy.
I appreciate, all three of you guys are good times. And man, when you please advertise this so I can share when you have other guests on, because I know you're getting started in it and it seems to be gaining a lot of traction. But we want to, obviously the fishing industry is pretty tight and we always know a guy, I knew of Joe way before Joe knew about our connection, Dave, and so on and so forth.
Yes,
So
sir.
it is tight. We do know each other's name, but there's going to be another company on here or another product, and we need to get that out because we're all just trying to make a living here. So,
and that's what we base ourselves behind is the small guy, man. And look,
that's our whole main focus.
as big as you are, Steve, you're that small family business, and that's what we strive to help share and to get our viewers and everybody
Get the word out there.
in the world to get to know you personally,
Sure.
because they're missing out. You're a great man. Love
Thank
the hell out of you. Appreciate everything you do for me. And Matty, ready for that next trip, bud?
I appreciate it, man. Just when you see me with the spinny pole, just throw me overboard, bro. Take me into the shallows, and we'll get a little
Hey, look, I called Joe and I told Joe just to stay off. Don't talk until Andrew brings up the drop shot stuff because Joe knows what kind of an angler you are.
I was like,
Steve.
wait a minute,
I'm
hold on.
gonna
What?
give Joe a heads up, like don't blow this for me because I got both
feel
of them.
so
on the line.
misleaded. I feel so.
I got both of them on the. I threw an A rig out there and I got both of you hooked.
Oh, listen,
2 fish, one cast.
That's
Yep.
Andrew, have you seen the spinny rod? Have you seen the spinny rod on our Bruiser YouTube? Have you
I
seen?
believe I have. Yeah.
It's comical, bro. I mean, I'm even laughing at myself during a tournament going, I can't believe that just happened. Anyway,
It was a great. He sent it to me after the tournament. He goes, "I'm not going to release a video for a couple weeks, but I wanted to at least share this with you." And I was done.
But you know what? Have you in this game and in life, you have to laugh at yourself.
Oh, 100%.
100%, man.
Have fun doing it, man.
Serious, you're done.
Yeah, you got to have fun doing it. You got to have fun doing it.
Most of our shows are us talking about how I can't fish, which I'm okay with.
We just literally take shots.
Hey,
at each other all
that
day.
it's every day.
that and Joe's neck.
Yeah, my neck. I mean,
Help him out, guys. Help him out.
it's okay. We got stuff
Hey,
for
we
Dave.
did. We told him to get one of the orange life rafts.
No, I
and
had
put
one.
over top of it, so
Dude,
it
I
looked
had
like we
one.
had at least some shoulder.
No. Oh, dude, you got hooked in the neck.
Oh,
We forgot to talk about that.
Yeah,
do you have that? Is that available?
Oh,
You don't.
You
I
got
don't have it right now.
you got video of you getting hooked in the neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I got freaking whopper ploppered straight in my little skinny neck, dude.
Right here. Right
of
here.
all the things, we've been ragging on his neck for 2 weeks,
Dude,
and then
right in the
just
Adam's
have a
apple.
hook right in the neck.
Dude,
Oh my God!
dead center, bro.
Would the braid or would the beard have
Oh.
saved it or no?
No, I was a skinny neck Joe still at that point. And dude, listen, I got frustrated with this whopper plopper. I got hung in the tree, and and that third whip back, that thing came up right there, dude.
Yeah.
And I did the old braid trick and everything, man.
That guy snatched it out. I thought that girl was going to pass out, man.
Oh, dude. Oh, is that
There
it?
it is.
Is this it?
Man,
Play
that
it.
that is
Flopper, watch the freak out, y'all.
I just don't know how. I mean, what are the chances of hitting that small of a target?
That's what I thought. I said if I just stay still,
freak out, y'all.
mathematically it should zoom by.
I don't know how I'm gonna get this out.
Yo, who pulled that out?
Right there.
Oh my God.
Watch the girl in the background. She about passes out. She's like, oh my God.
Pops.
He's like, I'm alive.
That was clean, bro.
Dude, one pull. The funny thing is that guy, I met him at speaking of pogo, we talked about pogo all day long. I met him at the 621 spillway. I tend to fish there a lot at those spinner baits when it's flowing.
Right.
And I got hooked there too, not by a whopper plopper. And he was the only guy there. Like, hey, do you know the braid trick? He's like, yeah, come on over here, dude. So that's how I met him, and that was the last time I seen that guy.
That's so awesome. I mean,
yeah, but dude, and he ended up being quote unquote Pops, and I seen him like everywhere for like 2 years. I don't know where he's at now. Shout out to Pops, man.
Yeah,
Joseph Wright, I believe his son's name's Joseph Wright. He fishes high school around here. I don't know where they're at now, but dude, Pops, thank you. You saved me twice, dude. And the second time was scary. I'm like, this is going to either work or not.
When that hook pops out, your face was just like so relieved. You're like, oh, thank God.
Listen, if you do the braid trick successfully, it is painless.
It clean. That was clean. No blood or
nothing. If you do it wrong, it absolutely sucks.
If you do it wrong, you have a tendency to reach out and grab the sucker that did it to you.
The vein could be over there on the dam. Right
yeah, bro, dude, that was right in the little Adam's apple. Like, I don't know. Like Dave said, mathematically, the space between my neck and the forest, it should have zoomed past me. But I mean, it happened. You know, that sucked. That was horrible.
No, that was impressive, man. That was clean, very clean.
And no, Andrew, I was on a freaking kayak, man. Boo.
Dave's like, you deserved it.
No.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say nothing, but yeah.
I mean,
kayak hook, man.
Done with the kayaks. Done with them.
I don't play around with treble hooks for kind of that reason. Like, I'm a hook guy. You know what I mean? I can't really catch them on a spook. I'm okay with a crankbait, but anything with treble hooks, man, I'm just like, what is that? I don't know about that.
Listen,
give me a straight shank, and I probably keep that out of my face or my neck. You know,
it'll get your neck. It'll get your neck, Steve. I'm telling you, them things will hook into your neck. And I had a buff on too. I had to cut around the freaking buff on this kayak. The freaking currents flowing. My buddy's holding on to me. It was a mess, dude. Spiders dangling down from the oak trees. It was horrible. Arbuckle Creek. Out of all creeks, like, you know what I mean?
Need a chainmail buff,
dude. Yeah, like a shark mask.
No,
but then my neck can't support it. It's too weak. Like, it's too much weight on my neck, man.
I'm done.
All right, Steve. See, all we do is talk crap about each other all night long.
Steve, man, thank you for coming on tonight, buddy. Really appreciate it, man. Really do.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. You have a good night, Steve. We appreciate you, bud.
Hey, if anybody needs anything, my wife's going to kill me for this, but generally, a text or phone call away, I'll do the best I can. I don't answer during business hours. It's not because I was like playing. I was actually like working to get somebody else's order out. So understand that. But other than that, man, I appreciate it. And I'm here for the community. That's what it's all about.
Awesome.
Great,
awesome.
Man.
Thank you, Steve.
Great.
You have a good night, bud.
Thanks. You too. We'll see you.
Bud. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Steve Dial. What a great guy.
Awesome, dude. Love that man. Love everything about him, man.
Dave,
dude, my neck is tingling now, man.
Dave, I can't believe you set me up like that. I feel bamboozled.
Well, you've just been bamboozled.
Hey, you didn't get set up alone. Steve got set up.
I know he had no idea, and he was so.
He had no. Hey, when you said drop shot, he said, "Oh." Joe was waiting for his face. Joe said to me 2 hours ago, Joe said to me 2 hours, he goes, dude, I cannot wait to see Steve.
When I was talking,
drop shot.
When I was asking that question and I started, and all I see is you start rolling backwards, like, I was like, I'm messing up.
Bro,
I knew it. I knew it.
You were so like bright-eyed and like excited and like you were just talking. We were about to tell Santa Claus what you wanted for Christmas, man, and and he was like, and his response.
I knew I wasn't gonna hold it,
dude. His response was golden because he led you for a little bit and then he dropped the bomb on you. That
no,
he doesn't know.
That was just nuts.
Oh,
God.
that was awesome. What a show, guys. That didn't even feel like almost 2 hours.
Good stuff. Hour and a half. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Right.
Love it.
No. Next week we've got Dave, Big Boys Bait and Tackle on Tuesday.
Freddie, man.
Yeah.
Good shop down there in Cape Coral.
Awesome.
Freshwater, saltwater, bait, live bait. Good dude, man. Good dude. Love that, man.
We've got Jay Angel on Thursday night, and we were on a podcast with him not long ago. It was pretty cool. We met him through JB with Vector.
Yep.
And that great connection, great guy, very knowledgeable, has talked and fished with a lot of people. So we'll be doing kind of a fun, stress-free show at that one.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a fun.
Good content.
They're all pretty fun and stress-free, and that's how we like to keep it.
Stress-free, dude. I'm not lying, dude. My literal heart dropped as I was asking that question. And now I'm looking at your video, and I was like, no. And I just couldn't stop the question. It just kept going out, and I was just like, it's too late. Just keep going, Andrew. Just keep going. It's gonna be okay. It's not okay. It's not okay.
It's not okay. Oh my gosh, dude, that was hilarious, man.
No, that was the best.
I had a whole list of stuff, and I was just like, you know what?
I'm scared to even say something now, right?
Dude, you even commented, I can't wait to ask this guy about drop shot. Dude, I sent it to Dave. I was like, dude, he's freaking prepared. Like, he has a list. Oh, we love you, Andrew. The day we're not picking on each other,
buddy. You weren't alone, man.
The day we're not poking fun of each other is the day people should start questioning what's going on. I'm going to just say that.
Absolutely. My cheeks hurt, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've been crying like the past 4 shows. I mean, we had freaking Stone Cold Steve Austin. We duped Andrew.
No, that was a good innocent burn for Andrew and Steve on that one, man. I love them guys, dude. Love them guys, man.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a good one. And when Andrew talked about that 2 days ago, man, I was like, it just light bulb went off. I'm like, oh yeah, Steve's your guy. Yeah.
Dude, this was like a plan. This was premeditated.
It was premeditated. I'm filing charges.
Now I'm an accomplice. I just became an accomplice, and
and you knew about. Oh.
But hey, how funny was Andrew though? His face.
Listen, Andrew, you were so excited, bro.
I got something to ask you. And then Steve's face was just like, huh? Like, drop shot? Drop shot? Did he just say drop shot?
I like how he like set you up too. He's like, what you want to do?
And Steve being the professional he is, it was like, well, okay. You know, he's gonna try and answer it.
Oh my gosh.
Ridiculous.
Well, look, guys.
Yep.
Till next week. Till Tuesday.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day, all
the fathers out there.
Sudsy Soaps, 30% off. Skunk Apes, 15% off. All kind of codes going on.
Yep.
You're out there, get your father something. Go fishing. Everybody gets a free pass from Joe Longoria and Dave and Andrew.
Yep.
Till next time, guys. Take care.